guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. So some good news for you guys about the next patch coming to the game. I'm part of kind of the creator program at Plarium with Raid Shadow Legends, and they gave us some kind of news, but mostly lately it's been frankly just a vent session. All of us creators, myself included, you guys know that here on the channel, I don't like to just constantly kind of bitch and moan about the game, even if I think there's a lot of improvements that can come to it, which I've shared in a few videos, and especially the news of the new kind of god tier artifacts coming. I really felt like I was really negative there, but at the same time, you guys don't tune in to see the creator every single day just constantly talk crap about a game that obviously you enjoy at least to some degree, and I really love the game too at the end of the day. However, that does not mean things are perfect in the game. They are far from perfect in the game, and one of the big issues that I've been advocating for along with the other creators behind the scenes is better free-to-play experience in Raid Shadow Legends. I mean, this is one of the most glaring issues in the game, and it is not a surprise to anybody. Now listen, obviously I pay on this game. I am one of those people who does not mind paying for my entertainment. I'm an old school dude where you used to have to pay for everything in terms of the cartridge on that NES or Intellivision or Atari, you know, and granted this can be a lot more expensive, but I just don't mind paying a little bit. But that doesn't mean that everybody is in that position, so there ought to be some balance, and right now the balance is just so skewed to people who pay a lot in this game. So I have good news. There's going to be, well, this is exactly what they told us this morning. I'll show it to you guys as well. So it is, here we go. So guys, here, as promised, is the feature for free-to-play players, and of course all the players will be included in 1.13.5. It will be a new loyalty system. This will not be replacing the old one. All players will still receive all associated rewards and champions. Instead, it's in addition, and there will be a boost the entire program to 180 days in total. This is like the, you know, you log in and open up a reward every day, the first 3 months you play the game, whatever. They're extending this. Day 180 will bring a guaranteed legendary champion to the players. It will be a new legendary champion. You can share this info with your subs, which is what I'm doing right now. What will it look like? Well, you guys can see in the background as I've been talking, this is going to be, you know, around what the new legendary champion looks like, and she looks really badass. I really look like the motif of her. So what does she do, you ask? Well, let's go ahead and pull that onto the screen here and talk about, it's not going to just be a legendary. They're also going to add 2 free-to-play epics here. So let me kind of adjust my screen so you guys can kind of see everything here, and we'll talk a little bit. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger for you guys as well so you can read along. But let's check out, excuse me, these abilities of these champions. So there's gonna be 2 epics and a legendary. Let's just start with the legendary, the new free legendary coming next patch, which could be in a month or it could be in 6 months. Who knows with Plarium, right? Who knows? But either way, it is coming. They've made us this promise, so let's figure out what we're gonna be getting. On the A1, she attacks 1 enemy, 20% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed buff for 2 turns. Also, 30% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 15%. Not bad for an A1. On the A2, it's an AoE attack. All attacks all enemies 2 times. Each hit has a 20% chance of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn. Really like that A2. We don't know where base attack's gonna be. I'm assuming this is based on attack, but check out the A3. Might not be. Revives an ally with 50% HP and places a 50% ally protect buff on them for 2 turns. And then heals all allies by 10% of their max HP at the start of each turn. This is a passive. Also places a 30% increased speed buff on a random ally for 2 turns. Let me repeat that. That's a passive. Heals all allies by 10% of their max HP at the start of each turn. Also places a 30% increased speed buff on a random ally for 2 turns. It's actually a really solid kit here, and everybody will end up having her. Thank you. Thank you for once for adding something into the game. We need more opportunities, more champions like this. Listen, it's okay to have these god tier champions in the game, but there also must be vehicles for free-to-play players or non-big spender. When I say free-to-play, sometimes I just mean people who are not, you know, spending $1,000 a month or more on the game, okay? Epics, let's go over them really quickly too. Epic number 1 attacks 1 enemy, decreases target's max HP by 30% of the damage inflicted. A2 places a 50% increased attack buff on this champion for 2 turns, then attacks all enemies, has a 50% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. Pretty good. Instantly, it's an AoE too. Instantly removes any freeze buffs on this champion and replaces them with 30% increased crit rate buff, a 30% increased crit damage buff, and a 15% strengthen buff whenever an enemy places a freeze debuff on this champion. Thank you very much. Bye-bye, Tormin. This is going to change, theoretically, this is going to change the arena meta because this champion seems good enough to run based on the other skills as well. Now, the passive here, it looks like fills this champion's turn meter by 25% and instantly activates the skill whenever the champion or an ally receives a freeze. Really solid anti-meta champion. We needed this. I'm excited about that one too, and everybody will have that. That is also part of the free rewards program. Second epic, attacks one enemy 2 times, extra hit if the target is under heal reduction debuff, places 2 extra hits if the target is under 100% heal reduction debuff. And on the A2, attacks one enemy, 75% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns, decreases the target's turn meter by 20% if the decreased speed is placed. And then last, places a 30% reflect damage buff and a 10% continuous heal buff on all allies for 2 turns. Not as impressed with epic number 2 as epic number 1 and the legendary, but still that last ability, the reflect damage and the continuous heal on 2 allies, makes me think that maybe it will have a use in like Fire Knights. So guys, that is the news that I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this news content, go ahead and let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you think of this kind of change in temperature in terms of providing a little bit of love finally and responding a little bit to the community kind of outrage recently. Let's be real here. I'm excited about this news. Hope you guys are as well. Subscribe if you like the news content here on the channel. I appreciate you guys, and as always, take care, guys.